welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are new, welcome to my channel. This video is going to be a little bit different from my typical mommy and me type videos. I'm actually just going to be talking a little bit about my experiences so far with my spouse PCSing and what I'm doing to maintain my sanity. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoy this video. So for those of you that do not know, which I'm pretty sure most of you don't, my spouse is currently active duty in the Air Force. He has been active for about 8 years now. And of those 8 years, we have been together for 2. We have a beautiful, healthy, crazy daughter together. And we are basically just living life up until he got, his orders. Which, I mean, we are still living life, but you military spouses, you know what I mean. So basically, he got an unaccompanied tour all the way on the other side of the world for 1 year. For those of you that don't know, an unaccompanied tour basically means that you are not allowed to bring any dependents with you. So he can't bring me along, and he can't bring our daughter along to his base. He has to complete this station and this duty by himself. A lot of people actually typically like to get selected for this type of tour, temporary tour, because usually after they complete it, they get to choose their base of preference. So a lot of people use that opportunity to maybe move closer to family or to travel overseas. For us, we are so fresh into our relationship in the area that I'm currently still in because he is now temporarily gone. I've been here my whole life, so I am so ready to experience a different culture, a different atmosphere. So we decided that we would love to go overseas. He actually already got orders for an overseas assignment. For security purposes, I am not going to let you all know quite yet what that area is, but as we get closer, or maybe even when we get there, then I'll inform you all of it and I'll give you a tour of everything. But all you need to know for now is that we do already have his orders after this 1 year for his overseas assignment. So there have basically been 4 main things that I have been doing to maintain my sanity, and the first one is communication. This is extremely important, not only as a military spouse, but just being in a relationship in general. It's extremely important to make sure that you maintain communication. Before he left, we already established that we would be communicating at least once a day. For those of you that are maybe engaged, married, or dating someone that's in the military, you may know that it's a little bit different if they are deployed or if they are doing a TDY, like a temporary duty assignment. It may be a little bit different because there could be legit factors for why they can't communicate with you. Like, it could be something that could jeopardize the safety of the people they are with. So that's a little bit different as far as that. And I'm sure that's a lot harder. Like I said, we have never been through this before. He's never been deployed before. So this is his first temporary type assignment, and it's a year. But he is able to communicate with me regularly. One thing I will say is that we always used to, when he was still here, we both communicated a lot through Facebook Messenger, because usually the only thing you need is some type of internet connection, whether that's your high-speed data on your phone or Wi-Fi. And that has definitely helped, because as he was traveling to his assignment, we were still able to maintain contact with each other even when he crossed over into another country. So I would say that if you do not already have Facebook Messenger, that is extremely important for you both to get, because that'll ensure that there's no gaps or lapses in between your communication. I also ensured that I got a world clock. So basically, I went onto my apps and I downloaded a world clock. I was able to get a little widget with the country that he's in, and I got that little widget and I placed it beside my time zone. So then therefore it makes sure that I'm not upset about communication problems, especially like further down along in the line. And then it also just ensures that I'm accountable and that he's accountable as well for what we said that we were going to do, which is communicating at least once a day. But with that widget, it's also helpful because now instead of having to calculate, okay, well, this and this and that, okay, so it might be approximately that time, I could just automatically look on my phone and I'm like, okay, over there it is 3 a.m. So that's probably why he hasn't responded back to my message, because he's asleep, even though I'm wide awake. So that has definitely been a big, major lifesaver, is making sure that I have a widget with his time zone so that I won't get mad over like little things like that. Another big thing that I've been ensuring that I have been trying to do is ensure that I am open about my feelings to him. And that's just important in any type of relationship in general. Once again, that's not just for military spouses, it's for anyone. If you cannot openly express your feelings to your spouse, then you need to either not be in the relationship, or you need to reanalyze yourself or your spouse, because there's obviously some reason why you or your spouse is not able to adequately express yourself, and you need to get down to the bottom of that, because otherwise you most likely will not survive that relationship. The second biggest thing that I have been doing to maintain my sanity is surrounding myself with friends. Now, once again, my situation is a little bit different in regards to friends and family, because I am still in an area where I grew up. So I am around my friends and my family. For those of you that are maybe at a base that is nowhere near your family, that's when you need to talk with your spouse and talk with your friends and family and decide whether or not you want to stay in that base area or if you want to move closer to those that you love. Because honestly, especially when you have children, it will save your life if you're close to someone that can help you. Because even though, like, for example, my daughter goes to daycare every day, like, that's when I work. So what about during the weekends? Like, what if I want to take a little break, a little time off for myself? What if I want to, just any little thing, it helps so much to be close to friends and family. Or maybe I can't pick her up immediately from daycare because I have to stay for an open house at school. So then in that case, it's very important that I reach out to my friends or reach out to my family and be like, hey, can you pick the baby up for me? And can she, obviously stay over there for a few hours because I have to stay late for school. So it's very important that you establish that from the start. And honestly, even though it is important to talk with your spouse about it, it's something that you have to decide for yourself. Because at the end of the day, your spouse is going to be over in their area and they don't specifically know if you're going to be okay with them with you staying or not. They can't read your mind. So you have to decide for yourself whether or not you're going to be able to stay and maintain your sanity, or if you want to move. I probably wouldn't per se recommend it if he's just going to be gone for or her, if they're just going to be gone for 6 months or something, because then, you're moving your whole life, especially if you've already established jobs and a school for your kids, then you're moving all of that just to go back in another 6 months. But once again, that's something that you have to decide for yourself and for your family. And then also it just helps because when I want to do things, I could just call my friends, call my family, and be like, hey, I don't feel like staying in the house today. Can we go out and do something? Or, hey, I'm at the house, but I kind of want some company. Do you want to come over? So just having friends and family is very important. It's actually kind of cool because I met 2 friends, and they're both mommies. They're both married to military, which also helps because they kind of get a sense of what you're going through. And both of their husbands are gone. One girl, her husband is currently deployed, and he'll be back in the summer. And then the other girl, her husband also got orders overseas to the same place for the same amount of time as my spouse. So I was like, oh, that's absolutely perfect, because now we could go through this together. You know, we're in this together, girl. Okay. So it is definitely helpful if you have military spouse friends, because they kind of know what you're going through and they want to help you, because they may be in that same situation, or maybe they will be in that situation later on down the line, and they can depend on you to help them. So make sure you're maintaining those relationships with family as well as friends. The third piece of advice I can say is to stay busy. I cannot stress enough how important it is to also stay busy. I think a lot of times when you, of course, when your spouse first leaves, everyone's going to be sad. You know, if you're not sad, then I don't know, something's probably not right. But most of the time, you're going to be sad. I mean, the love of your life has just left. You know, you're used to being with this person all the time, hopefully, and you know, they're gone. You don't want them to be gone. You want to love them. You want them to love you. You want to cuddle up with them. You want to be able to tell them about your day. So of course you're going to be sad. But as long as you stay busy, you don't have time to be sad. If you're a parent, as myself, then it's a lot easier to stay busy. If you're not a parent, then you need to come up with some hobbies, and you need to refer back to my second piece of advice and hang out with friends and family. But staying busy is just extremely important. What I have done is I've actually got a notebook that's dedicated straight with goals, and hopefully you could see this, but at the top I have the month and the year, and then I just have a bunch of different goals at the bottom. So basically what I have been doing is using this, and each month I write down a bunch of goals and a bunch of things that I have to get done for that month. So then in that case, I'm like keeping myself busy on those things. So for example, the month of February. For the month of February, my sister's birthday is this week. My brother's birthday is next week. My sister's getting married, so I have to send out wedding invitations for her. I have to do a bunch of stuff, okay? I have a checklist of goals, and I check it off as I get it done. And then also, I know there's quite a few military spouses that do not work, but try to get a job. I'm currently working as a substitute teacher. I typically try to get long-term substitute positions. Maybe I'll make a separate video about those things. But I'm currently in the process of getting my teaching certification, and the only thing I actually have left is my teaching internship. So I'm basically at the end. But I'm trying to work every single day, because you pick your schedule. So I try to work every single day. Our daughter is in daycare, so by the time I go to work, I get off, I have to pick her up, I have to come home, I have to feed her, give her a bath, feed myself, take myself a shower, maybe watch a little bit of TV, maybe have her play around a little bit, and then it's time to get her ready for bed, time to get myself ready to bed. I don't have time to mope. I don't have time to cry, because I'm keeping myself busy. During the weekends, I try to hang out with friends. I try to hang out with family. I try to read, because I love reading. I try to make YouTube videos. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm keeping myself busy, because one, I want to work on myself and my own goals, but then also I don't want to think about how I'm not with my spouse right now, you know? Like, that's only going to make me depressed. It's only going to make me upset. And then also what I've been trying to do with staying busy is I'm trying to work on goals that'll help us out for the future, or that'll make my man come back and be like, dang girl, you looking real good. So I've been trying to make sure that I'm working out and eating healthy, so that by the time we do go overseas, or, you know, by the time we do get back with each other, then I'm going to be looking, you know, dang good. But it's also a little bit easier for me to stay busy because, like I said, I'm close to friends and family. So like I said, this month I have things lined up. Next month is going to be my daughter's first birthday, and I'm trying to get stuff done with school and as far as getting things on track for my teaching internship. And then in April, my sister is getting married. And then I'm also going to pay a visit to my spouse. That's another big thing. Try to see if you can make some type of visits. If they are at a year assignment, try to see if you can go and see them. I asked my family if I could take some time off and if they wouldn't mind watching the baby while I go spend some time with him. So I am going across the world to spend some time with my man. So try to see if you can, if you're able to do something like that, because if so, then that'll help you out so much too. So then I'm like counting down the days now until that. But then also he's going to be taking leave because I'm pretty sure as long as they have established enough leave that they could take like a few days. So he's going to be taking leave sometime in the summer for about 20 days and he's going to be home. So try to also make sure that your spouse saves up leave time before they leave so that they have some leave that they can use to come take a trip home to see you. So that right there is already 2 times that we're going to be seeing each other, but then that already books me up for like the next 3 months. Then just trying to keep myself busy, trying to get myself with goals. If you're not in school and you wanted to go back to school, go back to school. Don't be afraid that, oh, well, what if I am not able to finish? Then go to an online school. If you go to an online school, then you won't have to worry about that because wherever you go, you should be able to still continue those classes. So that was my third piece of advice, is stay busy. My last piece of advice, which may not be specific to you if you are not a big religious person, but for me and those of you that are religious, that fourth piece of advice is just to make sure that you're keeping your faith and staying active with God. So for me, I am a Christian. And I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that a few times in other videos. I am a Christian. I won't say that I am like this diehard Christian in church 24/7, always in the church community, because I'm not perfect. I fall short all the time. But I like to think that I have my own personal relationship with God. So I try to spend some time, like if I can't make it to church, which a lot of times I don't go to church. So if I can't make it to church, then what I usually try to do is just, I have a smart TV, so I pop on YouTube. I look at TD Jakes, for example, and I watch some of his videos. Maybe if I'm having a hard time about a specific topic, I'll watch something specific to that. And then I'll read my Bible, pray a little bit, just try to maintain my faith. Also, I know there's some people that are like, oh, but you know, what if my spouse cheats on me while he's over there, blah, 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 or what if he's doing this, what if he's doing that, what if he's getting drunk and wasted every night? At the end of the day, yes, it is hard. Yes, it is very hard, but those are the types of things that you cannot think about, and you won't have time to think about that if you're staying busy and if you're keeping your faith. I stay busy, that third piece of advice, and I keep my faith, the fourth piece of advice. So I'm just making sure that I pray for him, that I pray for myself, that I pray for our child, that I pray for our family. So at the end of the day, I don't have time to worry about that. And plus, if you stress yourself out constantly about whether or not your spouse is cheating on you, then you are going to have a hard time in life. And not just that, but why are you with your spouse if you don't trust them? You know what I mean? So don't think about stuff like that. So yeah, those are the main 4 things that I have been doing to try to keep myself busy and active. I know that this is a year, but I am pretty sure that this year is going to fly past, and before you know it, we will be back together and we will be overseas. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any comments, make sure that you leave them down below. Also, if you are not already subscribed, make sure you are subscribed and hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.